Hey, this is Hannah, founder and CEO of GrantFrog. GrantFrog is grants management software built to track your grants, manage your grants program, and work together with your team in one place. I built GrantFrog after many years as a grants director because I knew there was a better and different way to manage your grants program. So I'm going to show you how you can use GrantFrog to manage your entire grants program, track all of your grant deadlines, and find new grants and funders all in one platform. We also offer data migrations from your spreadsheets or any other tools that you're using to track your grants. Let's get into it. When you first open up GrantFrog, you land on the dashboard. Now, the dashboard is really your central stop for each day. The dashboard will tell you your most upcoming grant deadlines, grant report deadlines, and tasks. You can really see what's most important for your grant work. You can see your grants due in 90 days, what are the most recent ones, the ones that need to be done the quickest, and also your task and grant report. So you have all of this in one place. Now, what's really great about GrantFrog is it's made to work together with multiple people really well. So on our dashboard, we can see the deadlines for the entire organization in one place. Now, maybe you just want to focus on what you're working on. So let's just switch to my dashboard. Now, these are the grants, grant reports, and tasks that are my responsibility that I need to work on for this week and this month. So a great way to get started. In GrantFrog, you also have a deadlines page. Now, the deadlines page is going to show you all of your deadlines that are due. You can see on this calendar here, everything that's upcoming. So you really have an overview of what you need to work on. Now, one of the other things is you get email notification reminders about any deadline that you have saved in GrantFrog. So not only can you see it on your dashboard and your deadlines page, you're also getting those email reminders as well. In GrantFrog, you can track all of your grant deadlines. For your grants, you can add a grant, and then we're going to open up this grant where you can save all of that most important grant information that you need. So your deadlines, your status, the amount you requested, the date that you sent the request, any notes, documents, and tasks all in one place. You can also assign other users. So maybe you're working on the grant, but you have an additional user and collaborator who's also working on the grant with you. When you're both tagged on a grant or a grant report or task, you both get those email reminders and they show up on your dashboard so that you both know what to work on when it comes to the grant. On any grant, you can also see your funder guidelines from the foundation that you're approaching, and you can save your grant reports, your tasks, and documents all inside of that grant. You can also use GrantFrog for your post-award reporting and your grant reports. Every grant report can be tied directly to a grant request, so you know exactly which one you're working on. You can have multiple reports related to any grant request. So on the grant reports, you can see all of your reports by status and their due dates and who the user is who's working on this. On a grant report, you can save all of that really important information, your outcomes from the grant itself, how much you actually received from the original grant, what users are working on this grant report, and any notes that you need to have for the grant report itself. You can save related tasks, maybe get the new budget, get the latest program numbers, or any documents related to the grant reports as well. Every nonprofit and organization has a board or leadership that you need to report to about your grants, and GrantFrog makes this so easy. Not only do we have an overview of your grants pipeline, your stats, where you are on your grants, you can also see your trends over time, and you can quickly create these reports for grants you have open and submitted, what you have in progress, what's pending, and what grants you've been awarded. And you can do all this with just a few clicks inside of GrantFrog. You have the overview dashboard for an overview of all of your grants information. You can see your trends over time for what you're submitting, what you've received. And then for grants, grant reports, and tasks, you can quickly pull these reports in a CSV or a PDF to share with your board or leadership. All you need to do is choose the optional filters. Maybe you want to see everything that you've done in 6 months. Maybe you want to see by status. You can quickly pull these reports in one place. Once you have your filters set, all you have to do is click Export, download a PDF, and then you have this nice PDF that you can quickly share with anyone. We make it easy to do reporting for your leadership or board. Now let's talk about grant research. Because not only can you track and manage all of your deadlines in GrantFrog, you can also do foundation and funder research. With GrantFrog's foundation research, we pull in all private, corporate, and community foundations in the United States into an easily searchable list. With GrantFrog, you can search foundations by keywords, by a focus area, by state or region, and many other things. With the foundation research, you can do keyword searches, or you can see foundations who give to organizations located in your state, even if they're not there. You can also search by other nonprofits to see who they're funded by, so that you might be able to approach that foundation as well. So all you have to do, let's type in a foundation, and then let's filter it by the state. So once you're on the foundation profile, you can see their contact information and their website and other information about this foundation. You can see their grant application guidelines. You can see their key personnel and board members. And then we get into these grant insights and trends where you can see how they actually give year over year. In this case, we can see they gave $24 million in their most recent IRS 990, and then their average grant size was $150,000. You can also see where they're giving regionally by state. And then you can also see their actual grants that they've given. You can see the organization, what the grant amount was, what the purpose of the grant was. We also include this grant amount distribution, so you have an idea of what their actual grant ranges are. So on the low end and that high end, the median and the average grant amount, to give you an idea of what you can do and send as a grant request for your organization. You can quickly add this funder to your own funder list. So you would click Save to Funder. Well, I've already saved this one into my GrantFrog account, so now I can just jump over to this funder, and you can see that we have the contact information saved for this foundation, and we can start our own grants process. So enter your deadline, add your team, and just start working on the grant request and the cultivation for this foundation. Now let's talk about your funders and foundations. With GrantFrog, you can save any foundation information. You can save your cultivation, such as making phone calls and emails and site visits for the foundation to build that relationship. With your funders in GrantFrog, you can see everything in one place. On the funder record, you can see any grant that you've ever submitted to this foundation, so you have that history. You can also see all of your grant reports, your tasks, any contacts for the foundation, and your documents. So you can see grants you have pending, how much you've requested from this foundation, and how much you've received. So you really have this history of contact with the funder. Let's talk about tasks in GrantFrog. GrantFrog is great for being able to save all those important tasks and actions related to any grant report, or funder. With a task, you can assign both your to-do list for things that you need to work on for grants or grant reports, or you can save that funder cultivation and contact, such as emails, phone calls, and site visits, all from the tasks. You have all of your statuses of in progress and upcoming and tasks you've completed. And inside the task, you can save all that important information, such as your due date, who's working on the task, what it's related to, whether it's a foundation, a grant report, a grant request, or any of those. You can save your notes, documents related to these tasks. Now, one of the neat things about tasks is once you tag someone in a task, they get an email notification that tells them they've been assigned the task and what the task is. They'll also start getting those email reminders, so you're really able to work together on grants through these tasks with multiple people in one central location. If you're a grant consultant or nonprofit consultant, you can also track all of your clients and their grants inside of GrantFrog. This is a client record, and you can see all of their grants, their grant reports, their tasks, their contacts, and documents in one place. So you have a history of everything that you've worked on for that client. You can save your funder cultivation or any contacts and tasks related to that client as well, all in one place. And that's an overview of GrantFrog, grants management software for nonprofits and organizations. Start a free trial at grantfrog.com. We also offer data migrations from your spreadsheets or any other tools that you're using to track your grants. We would love to help you manage your grants program. Feel free to reach out to us and start a free trial at grantfrog.com.